production. I am Becca, your GM, and tonight we are running 13th Age, the Heroes of Desolation. With me are the Obsidian Souls, or at least most of them tonight, and we are going to be playing some 13th Age, rolling some dice, and hopefully surviving. I cross my fingers. Why don't we roll the die and get our iconic relationships up and running? And then I will give a recap on what in the world has happened these last few, sessions, days, hours.
If I roll 3 1s again, can I get something again?
Only if you roll 3 1s.
I'm at 2.
Oh, I've only seen one, but one for sure.
Ah, dang it.
Sorry.
Sucks.
Paul, do you have anything?
Yeah, just so you know, I got a 6 with the guild.
I got a 5 with the guild.
All right. What about you, Chris?
I got a 6 with the Rivner.
All right. Cool. All right. So the Obsidian Souls have decided to head out into the Desolates. They are searching for the Scorpion General, also known as the Daughter of Oblivion Sorrows and the heir to the Scorpion, a one-time icon of this world of Tanar. So they headed out, found her dungeon, her prison, and were able to infiltrate it, get to the center, and find essentially the control room. At which point they then had a moment of doubt as they didn't realize, or as they realized that the reason why they had come was to kill her, and maybe they couldn't. So, we will begin today with the group of the Obsidian Souls, the great heroes of the Desolates, in the control room, deciding on their next plan. Because I'm sure they've thought long and hard about this. Trip looks like she has using her brains.
Trip knows exactly how to use the what it's called? Crystal ball. Do exactly what
You know exactly, huh?
I don't know what the day is.
I'm gonna hate those. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta turn up my speakers. I can't hear you guys.
Look, it is the 13th.
So what are you guys doing? You were deciding if you were going to go deeper into the dungeon and fight.
Unmuted.
You were trying to decide if you were going to go into the dungeon to fight.
Muted. Unmuted.
All right. That's fun. Yay, technical difficulties. Are you going to go fight the general? Are you going to go deal with the cultists that are inside the dungeon? Or are you going to leave the dungeon and fight the army that is approaching? Those are
I'll go.
the 3 things you're deciding.
I can speak to that. So, my understanding, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but we are going to get some of the little invisible fairy things. I shouldn't say invisible fairies. The invisible roots to make some fairies to trick the sandworms into attacking the settlement, I guess is what I would call it. And then after those guys after the sandworms have sort of attacked, then we'll go in and hopefully clean up the rest by having us help and then having the temple work against them as well.
I just want to unleash sandworms.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
That's all. That's all I want.
So it is your turn to make a move. So where are you going?
I don't think we can go anywhere until we figure out how to unleash sandworms.
Yeah, I thought we were going to use the crystal ball to lure the sandworms out, and then from there set up a, I don't know, in the system of however it works, set it up so that they start attacking those people. And then when that's happening, we can go in and sort of assist and clean up anything that's not going well.
Okay, I'm down.
Cool. So, Becca, what do we need to do to make that happen?
You gotta go find some things to lure the sandworm to do the things with the sandworm. Yeah, it's one of those things where, as of right now, you guys need to tell me, how are you going to do this?
Trip, you're up. You're the one working the crystal ball.
I don't understand why it's just okay. So we're currently in the control room. The crystal ball isn't a crystal ball. It's more of an actual control panel in itself. Just it looks like a crystal ball. So can the crystal ball locate specific like monsters within it? Like if something is inside, like we can figure out where sandworms are, where in the vicinity is a giant sandworm if it's close to this area, or is that anything, or should I roll for that kind of knowledge?
Roll for that type of knowledge. Roll for manipulating the...
I'm so sorry if you can hear my dog.
Yeah, roll for manipulating the system, if you will. What are you going, like, yeah. So, intelligence level and a background.
Okay. So it would probably be famed. Can you hear me over my dog? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're okay.
Hank. It would probably be famed fortune teller since this is a crystal ball. And so that's +5, and then plus intelligence and level, I think, is just 5. So that's +10. So that was 19, 29.
Okay, with this crystal ball, you are able to, you kind of get a view, and it's from odd angles. You realize it will, it is probably looking through other crystals within the dungeon. So those would be your security cameras, if you will. So they're at different odd angles, but you can see different spaces around the dungeon. You see, well, at least you see your level, and you see where the general is being held, are really the two places. And with a 29, you also see a few places that look like they are in a carved out tunnel, not a built hallway like the ones you guys have been walking through, but a carved hall or a carved tunnel. So you might infer that there are a few of these places that you can see that are underground.
Okay. And then so those carved tunnel places, we keep calling them fairies, but really it's just like the spores from those the psychedelic mushrooms.
Pixies, yes.
Okay. Would I be able to see any of that in any of those caverns?
Yeah, those plants are all through this level. They're not
I'm
in the
sorry.
carved tunnels down below. They're all in the built dungeon level.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to take notes at the same time. Do you have a this keeps smooshing down? If you have one.
So based off of that, are we able to get those spores into those potentially worm tunnels to, I don't know, trick the sandworms into coming out?
You could probably capture some. You would need something to hold them.
Hold the spores?
No,
Yeah.
the sandworms. Oh, I'm confused. Both? Well, I was picturing the sandworms would be chasing us and we'd be running for our lives and we would just do like a quick turn left and the sandworms would go straight. Or we could also get little pixies. We could make little fishing poles and we could throw the little spores out in front and just be like, come on, little sandies, and be behind them. Those are my ideas.
I vote fishing pole idea.
Sounds safer.
Oh God.
I mean, I was kind of just picturing like the spores were like puffed into the air and like we could just like puff some stuff down the hallway and it would like trick the worms, but
I don't think you can puff stuff down the hallway because what are you gonna, you're just gonna throw it and it's gonna be at the mercy of the natural wind currents of the cavern. And it's probably not gonna go that far.
that's fair. That's fair. I don't think I have any jars to do anything like that with. I think the fishing pole idea is the best one we have.
Are we seriously about to silk fishing pole this?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh
This would
God,
be
okay.
awesome.
Well, I'm gonna make some fishing poles out of, let's see. I have silk and I also probably have some kindling maybe on me.
I mean, the cave is full of sticks. We could probably just go
Pick
pull
up
some
our
out.
own sticks. Okay. Okay. Fishing poles it is. So I'm gonna start making these while we're still in the control room in the safety of a controlled environment. Hank, watch your. Hello, Hank.
So,
Becca, did you have something? Sounds like you
Trip.
have something.
Yeah, Trip, I need
Yes.
you to make a dexterity roll to see how nice these fishing poles are, how sturdy they are. What about Darul, Vave, and Miles? As Trip begins making these fishing poles, what are you guys going to do?
I'm gonna help her out.
Yeah.
Please help me.
Yeah, I'm helping her. That's what I would be doing.
I'm gonna find some real strong sticks.
Make an investigation check for me, Vave. That'll be intelligence plus level plus something that helps you find things. Miles, will you roll a dexterity check then for me?
Yeah.
Instead of making fishing poles, Trip, can I guess I'd ask Miles, whatever, translations, whatever, can you make a silk net to catch a bunch of them? If we ran down the hallway to catch them? Catch them first and then worry about dangling them out there? Fairies, the other things, the spores,
Are you talking about the sandworms or are you talking about the pixies?
I'm talking about trying to capture the things that we want to put on fishing poles.
How big are the I know they're baby sandworms, but how big are they?
The baby sandworms. Well, let me just find my notes real fast and see which one. Yeah, it was the young sandworm was the one that nearly ate and killed Miles. And so that was still a good, 10 feet across in diameter and 30, 40 feet long.
Okay, I just meant more of a net for catching the bait because we're talking about getting bait and then dangling that in front of the sandworms, right?
Yeah, that's what we're planning.
Yeah, so I think you're saying, how are we going to catch the pixies? Is that
Yeah,
what you're-
I'm just saying, why don't we focus on let's go get the pixies first?
I think the idea is they come from like a plant, right, Becca? So we could just, I would think, take one of those plants, tie it to the end of this rope, and chuck it down the hallway. Becca, would that work?
Possibly, if you went and you found a pod. I do want to remind you, though, that these pods are invisible unless all the pixies that guard them are gone. So, you still need to be able to find it. So your plan, let me just rephrase this for you, frame it out, is to find the invisible pods, cut them free, put them on a string, throw them in front of a sandworm to get the sandworm to go in the direction you want it to, and lure it out of the dungeon or
into the village thing.
Lure it into the camp to kill the cultists.
Okay. All right.
It's a plan, Becca.
Of an entrance from, that's been carved out by sandworms close to the village. So you know a rough idea of how to get it through. Sure. That's your plan currently.
Can I?
Yep. So these invisible spore guys, they are part of the security system, right?
Yes, they are.
So theoretically, we could locate some pretty quick, despite needing to get rid of the pixies, or could we just like cover our faces to avoid the interaction with the spores? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking.
This is
Or
getting
do we have to kill the
real.
pixies?
So this is one of those where you tell me how you are going to deal with what ended up in the air.
I'm gonna make us masks. Rolling for dexterity.
So Trip, you are making the lines, the nets, the masks.
So I went ahead and took care of.
Well, nobody else is offering to help, so here I am carrying. My back is starting to hurt.
Oh, sorry. I took care of the fishing poles. I rolled a 16, just so you know, a while back.
Okay, so you are helping Trip with those fishing poles. Since Miles rolled a 16, Trip, you get to add 2 to your roll.
Cool.
What was your final?
That's a 13.
Oh, I had a 23 for my
Stick finding.
investigation. Yeah, stick finding.
There are some very sturdy sticks, and there are fishing poles made with silk. You got them.
Oh, nice.
This is gonna go terrible.
I honestly see, like, my original plan was to potentially sacrifice one of us and make that person run real fast and hope that, and then you could roll for like a stealth or like shadow shift or whatever you have, and then the sandworms would just keep charging forward. Much more dramatic, still good payoff, less fishing poles.
All right, I'm gonna.
And also doesn't need spores, so we don't need masks.
I still like the spores idea, just so that maybe they can help me get away.
The spores will help you get away? How will they help you get away?
Because I would have a mask, and then the spores would get into the sandworm and confuse the sandworm so I could make a speedy escape. That's what I'm picturing.
I mean, follow your heart.
What if Vabe or we found out a good corridor where you need to be, and we could just put an arm out so you could grab on and duck down?
I'm okay with that too. Cool.
So we would just need to make sure we know. We just need to make sure we know the schematics of the area that we're going to be using. So with the 29 I got earlier, am I able to piece some of these locations together so I can tell where the carved out areas where sandworms exist, which is on a different level. The dungeon level, there's where all the spores are. Am I able to like kind of put general locations together so that we can schematic this?
Who
We've got
drew the map? Who was keeping notes of the map last time?
Me. Yeah, I've been keeping a map. Darul's been marking the tunnels. So by this point, I would have been, I don't know, I would have a pretty good idea as to where I need to turn, how I need to be sprinting for my life away from the sandworms to get them to the right place. And I would have found a couple different places that I could hide along the way if I needed to. In terms of the spores, just in case I do run across them, which I probably will, I will go ahead and just have a mask on me to make sure that doesn't get in the way.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
Yes, Miles, you have a very clear picture in your brain of how this level of the dungeon is mapped out. Trip, with his map, you can piece together where it all is, what connects with what, for the most part.
Okay.
The ones that, well, the crystals that are looking below ground in the carved tunnels, not in the built hallways, you don't really know which one goes where. You haven't seen them before. If you wanted to spend time watching and seeing if anything passes by the various crystals to see if you can map out which one goes, like how they're connected, you are welcome to try that.
My question on that is where are we on time? Does it really seem like we're really all that hard pressed? How long have we been doing this already? Where are the cultists?
You have been in the temple. Well, no, sorry, not the it's not a temple. It's not a temple. In the dungeon, about 12 hours.
Okay.
And I think we gave ourselves about 2 days. So we're about a quarter way through. I think we should go for it.
Spending time, or you mean just doing it?
I think just do it. My thought, and Becca, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but these underground tunnels, I'm kind of just picturing I throw rocks in there, or if they're like really long, maybe run down it just a little ways. But even then, I would know my way back out of that tunnel. I don't know. Are these tunnels like pretty in depth? Like, is it its own sort of labyrinth, or?
It's hard to tell because you have not been in those tunnels. You have seen an entrance to a tunnel. There are several crystals showing different parts of the tunnel, but you would have to wait to see if you can figure out how long it is. You would have to try to track something passing by to measure the length, and whether or not it branches anywhere, you currently have no idea.
Okay. I think for us, I think I need to just go out there and start running through tunnels, screaming at the top of my lungs.
We could tie a rope to him too. That way he knows he can get back, and if something happens, we can drag him out as fast as we can.
I mean, I was assuming that we would have like followed behind him. Darul is marking, and Trip, I mean, theoretically could use a thread or her, follow the thread bonus action to figure out how to get out.
That's fine. I was going for the self-sacrificial, like, if I die, you guys can still make it. And you guys can wait outside the tunnel at the nearest safe zone.
Whatever you want. If you want to make this all dramatic, go for it. Follow your hat.
I think having you guys follow would be awesome. But don't follow me into the uncharted tunnels, maybe? Does that sound reasonable?
Okay.
Cool. Let's do that. And we should also set the system to, I guess, start attacking in like, Becca, how long do you think it would take us to get down there and like get the sandworms into the village? Like 5 hours? 10 hours?
Into the village?
You don't know where those tunnels go, so you have no idea how long it will take you to get from there to there. For yourself to get out of the control room and back to that camped site, it would take you about 3 hours, and you know your way back.
Okay. So what if we just set the system for like 12 hours?
Why not? Don't do a timer. Why don't we go explore, go figure out what we need to, then we can come back and arm it.
Okay, that sounds fine. Cool. So I assume then we're on our way to these uncharted tunnels.
Yeah, and I should say, I don't mean we want to disarm it now, just we can operate it. That's at least the way to go. Because if we disarm it, that's bad.
Yeah, no, it stays fully functional. We're just not setting a timer for Destructor.
I just felt like that was something that Becca would have tried to capitalize on. I didn't, say it specifically.
I appreciate it. All right, to the uncharted tunnels, go.
Oh boy.
The only entrance you know to those uncharted tunnels is back the way you came on the other side of the camp.
So we have to go through camp to get to the tunnel?
Currently, that's the only way you know to get back. Now, if you had someone who had been marking and might remember where things are, and he might be able to lead back to a tunnel that he had seen before. That is a possibility.
Sounds like someone I know. Maybe someone next to Trip.
Let's go. Yes, I'm nodding my head as in, yes, I will do those things.
All right, lead the way.
Just keep going on. Okay.
Darul, roll intelligence plus level, plus a background that helps you navigate places and remember things underground.
Life in the mines. Yay! Oh, that's good. Hang on. Got a math.
Story of my life.
25.
It's about an hour's worth of backtracking. to get to the tunnel, or the opening that you remember. So the group of you are all walking together back to the opening that you had seen, and you get to it. It is dark, it is cold, and it looks like it drops a bit.
Before we left the control room, could Trip have determined whether she could have taken the crystal ball or not?
No, it would have been... If you could have pried it out, it would have been too heavy.
Okay.
So, what is, say, the marching order? I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious.
I'm going first.
Second.
I learned my lesson. I'm going like last.
Okay. I guess I'm third.
And random question. Could we have left Y in the control room? I don't know if that's a good idea. Is that a terrible idea, everyone?
That's a bad idea.
She's theoretically in there.
Cool.
Unless
All
she's
right.
following us.
She's with us. How about with us?
All right, continuing on. Anyway.
Well, she's not with you now. And nobody really ever looked around to see where she went. And if she was still back in the control room. So she's probably back in the control room, yeah. That's probably
Nice.
where she is.
All right. So this tunnel that we are at, is that like a created tunnel or is that a worm tunnel?
It is a carved tunnel into the rock below this dungeon. You have not investigated any of these tunnels before. You do not know how they are carved or what has carved them.
Cool.
If you would like
All right.
to attempt to reason it out, it would be intelligence plus level plus a background that would help you understand how tunnels are carved.
Mm.
You would know how tunnels are carved.
Yes, I would.
He was note taking.
Yeah. Sorry. Trying to.
I was going to say, Miles, Temple Diplomat will not help you in this one.
Oh, I realize. Yeah, none of my things help with this, but I got a 17, so
I only got a 16.
Okay. Between the two of you, Darul's knowledge of how hand picks work and carving out tunnels work with tools, and Miles' just somewhat general know-how, you
right.
surmise that this was not carved out by any tools, but perhaps more likely teeth, or hard carapace, or, you know, something that could eat perhaps sand or dirt, or turn it into sand.
Like
or
giant
dirt.
worms, maybe.
sounds about right. It's
Yeah, I'm
definitely.
gonna jump to that conclusion.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to keep a really good map, I guess, to figure out how to connect everything and get us back. So I'm not gonna start screaming, because that would be a bad idea.
Why did you want to start screaming in the first place?
To get the sandworms.
Yeah, my goal was to run into the sandworm tunnel, screaming and yelling, and then be screaming and yelling, running out away from these sandworms.
Got it. I just imagined you running around trying to find the spots with the cameras and the crystals and whatever else, just screaming and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the "this is fine" dog.
Yeah.
I was going to mention a movie that we can't mention.
Cool.
Suffice to say.
All right. Well, we go down into the tunnel, being careful to make very little noise.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. Dexterity level and something that'll help you be sneaky.
Oh yeah. Temple Infiltrator worked on this one. So I
I
got
don't know if play stagehand would work with this one, maybe, because you have to sneak around set undetected sometimes. If you
Wait,
do
are we all
scene
going at this?
I thought we were all going because we're in marching order.
I got a 21.
Oh,
Well, I'm not doing well.
wait, what is that?
Dex level.
I got a 10.
22.
So I got a 21.
I got a 22.
I got 16.
10.
So, I do want to remind you that you have done some research on this dungeon. You have 25 points that you can pull from and use at any point while you are
No,
in
Miles.
the dungeon to help boost a roll that you have made. Now, this can be done now if some of you want to boost anything, or if you want to wait till later, a more crucial time perhaps, or perhaps you'll never use them and they will go away on the wind once you leave.
I feel like Miles needs all 25 of those.
Oh yeah, later on. For sure gonna need all of those to run away.
I thought it was just 5 a person, but yeah.
Yeah, but we only have a limited number
Right.
between all of us.
So we just get a pick? Like, we want to use 3 points right now, and we can do that?
Yes, that's exactly what you can do.
Cool. I don't think we should use it on a stealth check. I think we should just try and get through this tunnel and at least find the other side, and then maybe find a sandworm after that.
The other side could be like 1,000 miles.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to find the other side, so that we can lure them into the tents. We're using these tunnels to get us to the other side, is what we're doing.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was that time.
I mean, I don't know why I need my dice, but I'm gonna need my dice.
Sure, Becca.
Just
When you
because.
said sure Becca, not sure Jan, I like had like an error, like a 404 error happen in my head.
Do you remember in our research how there were a bunch of baby sandworms in a tunnel?
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna find a bunch of baby sandworms. I got a funny feeling. Just kind of remembered it all of a sudden.
All right. So,
Sure.
here we go. You have entered the tunnel. Darul going first, then Miles and Vave, and you can hardly even hear them. They are sneaking through this tunnel with such precision. Perhaps because one is a cat. Perhaps because one communes with the dead. Who knows why, really? But they're quiet. Unbelievably quiet. What you do hear is clickety clackety clickety clackety clickety clackety clickety clackety. Now, to be fair, Trip does walk on 2 feet, but she does have some pincers that come up and above her head, and maybe that clickety clackety is just, the shaking of her mandibles. We don't know. We're not asking if she's scared or not. I'm sure she's fine. So, you continue on into this tunnel. Darul is Darul the only one who is keeping a map of this place?
That's me.
I'm making wall markings, and Miles is making a map.
Cool. Intelligence check for me, Miles.
Am I adding any sort of modifier to this? I mean, it's intelligence, but am I adding background? Thank you.
Yes, you are adding anything that would help you with this, including your level.
Yep. Temple Infiltrator again, because I make maps of temples before I go into them so that I know my ways through. So that's going to be a 24.
Okay, you believe your maps are pretty darn good. So, you continue on. You, Trip, you spot a few of these crystals floating around, and Will Vave and Darul give me a perception check? That would be wisdom plus level plus something that helps you to notice things.
I keep rolling a 9 with this die. It's going to be in timeout. I mean, it's not bad, but I want something better.
And Trip,
Hang on.
will you
9.
roll
Go
just an
ahead.
intelligence so that you can kind of figure out which crystal goes to which camera you were seeing?
Just straight intelligence, nothing else.
There's always something else.
Okay.
I roll a 15.
Got it. Well, at least you're rolling 9s. I'm just rolling 3s. That's the third 3 in a row. I mean, so it becomes a 13, but
Okay. And, Vave, how's your perception?
I got a 22.
Okay. Trip. We're going to start here. We're going to start with Trip. Trip, you are fairly certain that you know which crystal goes to which camera. There are a couple that you have to stop and kind of check out the angle of and maybe make a marking or a notation down. But you think you have them all? Darul, you notice when the tunnel widens, narrows, you're making the marks. You see the offshoots, the divergence in the tunnels. You make notes. It's fairly straightforward. You do, however, also notice, Darul, a few places where it looks like something has made a nest of some sort. Miles, you are doing an amazing job keeping that map. I mean, man, you did it upstairs, but that was all like right turns and left turns, and this is more wibbly wobbly, but it's fine. You got it.
I'm going to throw this out there. As I'm making this map, I'm like working on memorizing it just in case it ever disappears.
Okay, that's perfectly fair. And last but certainly not least, Vave. You stop at one point and look back because Trip has kind of backed off of the group as she's looking at the angles of some of these crystals. And beyond her, you see a couple of dark shapes that are following you.
What kind of shapes are these? Like the sandwormy kind?
I am so glad you asked me that question. They are not wormy kind. They are more round and perhaps beetle-like in their appearance. There's some pincers, there's some legs.
How close are these beetle-type shadowy things?
Dave, you're going to surmise that these are probably the mushroom beetles. The ones that follow in the footsteps, slither pattern of the giant sandworms.
So what are you going to do about it?
Hey guys, there's some bugs following this.
Can you just some bugs? Oh, okay. Oh well, there's probably ants and little critters down here all over the place.
Some big.
I'm not a bug. I'm an arachnid.
Yeah, don't be so mean to her.
I'm trying to help you guys.
Well,
So, despite Vave's warning, since no one appears to want to listen to Vave, you are somewhat surprised as these beetles then rush you. You happen to be in a larger area. You are not trapped and confined in the narrow tunnel at this stage. However, there are about 6 beetles that have come pouring out of the darkness and seem intent upon devouring you. Roll for
Yay.
initiative.
Sorry for being snarky, babe.
If you had told us it wasn't just a small bug.
If I say
Yeah.
bugs are following us, it generally doesn't mean small.
I don't know,
Yeah, you guys
man.
can't
Like,
blame Vay for this one. I'm sorry. She was quite clear on what was following you. This is all on you.
Okay, would I really be concerned if there was a small bug following us in a freaking tunnel underground? No.
I don't know. You've never actually told us if you
Yeah.
like bugs or not. I mean, like,
Much.
I mean, to be fair,
I'm just
Two.
making assumptions about people. in
I got a
general.
13.
I got a
Vay, Colin would have
23.
listened to you. I'm not going to lie. She would have listened. She would have believed you, and she would have taken action.
well, I sure as hell wouldn't, because I'm a freaking spider. When you say there's a bug following, I'm just like, okay, tell me what kind.
I was not. Darul is definitely more of a cocky pain in the butt, as you know. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Initiatives. I've got Miles. Vave, what's your initiative?
13.
Yeah, I got that one. Vave.
22.
Oh wait, I don't actually roll. Well, there was a 19, but I don't get to roll. It's I think it's just a 9 because I want to start with focus.
Darul.
22.
All right, those are excellent rolls, and as such, the beetles get to go first. So, I've assigned you all dice. You all get attacked. Ooh.
Wait, did you say you're going to die, or you all get a die?
You all have dice. I've assigned you all dice.
Sounded like you said you're gonna die.
Oh well.
No.
Wow.
Now I just have to consult my attack. All right. So, Miles, 25 hits your AC, right?
Yep.
10 points of damage. Vave, 25 hits your AC, correct?
Wow.
Yep.
10 points of damage. Trip, 15. Does that hit your AC?
If it is my AC, I don't know.
It does then, yes.
Okay.
10 points of damage. And Darul, 18. Does an 18 hit your
Well.
AC?
I am dead.
Yes.
10 points
Wait.
of damage. I really hope you guys, went up to at least staggered after the last battle.
I was at 20, so now I'm at 10.
Okay,
I
you're
don't
fine.
think
You're
I-
alive. However, there
I don't think
are
I heal.
2 more of these beasties out in the woods.
You said 20.
Yeah, and then I took 10 points of damage. I don't remember if I healed or not, and I left it
Oh,
there.
and you're
so.
at 10.
Mhm.
I thought you were saying like literal. Okay.
All right, and then my front person. Oh, where's your? Here we go. Darul. Oh, does a 13 hit your AC?
No.
You are fine.
Yay.
And Trip, does a 12 hit your AC?
No.
All right, Trip, I need you to make a saving throw. Just roll the dice for me.
I'm not dead or staggered.
No, you are not.
That was
No,
If
probably
you're below
trying
half,
to
you're
picture
staggered.
you.
You're fine.
You're 35 and you're at 10. So you are staggered.
Oh, okay.
She is staggered.
I rolled a 12.
All right, you are fine. These beetles might be missing you and they might be biting you, but you are not hallucinating. Darul,
Good.
will you roll that saving throw for me too? What's the more innocent look? This one?
just a straight roll
Yep,
with
just
anything
a straight
else?
roll.
Okay, 19.
All right, you're fine. also. Posh.
Yay.
No worries. Alrighty. Then we're back to the rest of this party, which would be Vave da Rule, then Miles and Trip.
You're up.
Oh. Okay.
So oh wait, no, I don't want to do that right now because I'm worried about. Never mind.
How many bugs are there? Okay.
6, right?
Do we know if that moves?
Okay, I am going to pull out my mother's hammer, which got just a bonus previously, and just attack with one hammer at the closest beetle.
I adore you, Darul, but who is your mother?
It said mom on it. That was.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well, okay. As long as it says mom on it.
I think they do. I think they literally say, like, it's your mom and your dad.
There's some inscription that I can read that says something like that.
Those memories
I
are
remember we
definitely
made
not
it.
still yours.
I talked over you, Becca. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said
Oh.
those memories. You don't remember your mom or dad.
I gotta go. I gotta go, like, do my taxes. Bye.
All right, Vave Darul.
I'm not the only one who freaking rolled a 1. Miles.
Hey, it wasn't me.
I thought it was you. Oh, was it Y?
No, it was Sabrina,
Oh, okay.
but it was just you.
Oh, I can't do that on
Does
a
a
camera.
13
JD is
hit?
watching.
Becca, does a 13 hit?
No.
I didn't think
I'm
so.
sorry, 13 does not hit.
Cool.
Next.
Vave.
I'm going to use Death's Gauntlet. It says one nearby creature, so whoever is close to me. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, 17 is their AC.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. 16. Oh, you're right. Dang it.
But you can tell her what the damage will be.
Can I do that? Okay, so it's ongoing damage, but I just rolled for it, and I rolled really well. Can I keep it for later?
You may. What was it?
16. 19?
Okay, so when it's the beetle's turn, they will take that damage.
Cool,
All right, Miles, it's your turn.
Can I go
I'm
for Sparky really quick?
Is Sparky still alive? I'm so sorry
Yeah,
I asked
he
that.
is. Sorry. Well, maybe not soon.
How'd he hit?
18.
17 is hit.
Cool. D12. 7 points of damage from Sparky.
Lovely.
Cool.
All right, Miles, and then Trip.
2 questions. One, am I already engaged with something?
Yes, you are.
Okay, and is someone else engaged with it?
No.
Bummer. All right.
You are all close enough that if you wanted to go around the beetle that is attacking you, you could still be engaged with it and attack someone else's beetle. If that makes sense.
I like that. I would definitely do that.
You are between Darul and Vave, so you can attack one of their beetles.
Okay, I'll attack Vaves just because I know she's not as sturdy. To hit, that's going to be 19 to hit.
That will hit.
I'm using my dagger since I'm up close with everything. That's going to be sneak attack damage as well. So, 6, 11. So that'll be 17 points of damage.
Alrighty. Alright. Trip, your turn is up.
I'm debating if I want to do any kind of heals or if I want to let myself drop to 0.
Why would you go to 0?
Because I have this. When I
You
drop
have a
to
thing
yeah,
that
when
can-
I drop to 0, I actually have more like abilities to do things.
Then
I'm gonna do. I think it's called. Shoot, hold on. I'm gonna heal. That's too far. Sorry, I apologize. Mend the corporeal fabric. So that's once per battle. And then I get to target myself and spend a recovery to heal. And add my wisdom modifier instead to the amount healed. I can also grant half or the full amount to an ally instead. Does anybody else need any healing before I do this?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, she's at 9.
Oh, okay. So I will split these with you. So hold on. So that is. Okay, so it's 13. So that's 6.5.
One person takes
So-
6, one person takes 7.
Okay, you can take 7. I'll take 6 or whatever. Yeah.
Sorry, 13. That's. Yeah, no,
It's
that's
6
6
and
and
7,
7.
right?
Okay, no, I did that right.
I rolled really, really crappy. But that's okay. That brought me above staggered, so I think.
no, not yet.
No? Oh, because it's 35, not
Yeah.
30.
Cool.
I tried.
You'd have to get up to 18.
Worms?
Worms?
Well, or not worms. Beetles?
Yep, the
I
beetles
want
are up.
worms now.
It is the second round. Escalation dice is +1.
Yay.
So, here we go. Beetle on Vave suddenly convulses and dies for unknown reasons, possibly because ghostly hands are choking the life out of it.
Yeah, they are.
Good job.
All right, one of the beetles next to Trip moves over to Vave. Oh, let me rearrange these. Here we go. All right. Miles. 23 hit your AC. It does 10 points of damage.
Yep.
Vave, 14. Does that hit your AC?
Oh. Yeah.
10 points of damage. Darul, 21 hits your AC.
Oh,
Yes.
10 points of damage.
Oh.
Trip, 25 hits your AC.
Uh-huh.
10 points of damage. And another one runs up and attacks Sparky. 17. Does 17 hit Sparky's AC?
Probably. Nope.
He takes
18.
nothing.
19.
And Sparky can't become confused. So, continuing on.
Yes.
He can't be infected by hallucinogenic mushrooms, so.
Yeah, being undead really, really helped you out there.
Vave and Darul, it is your turn.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna use Death's Gauntlet again. Literally nothing.
What's your roll?
3.
Cool. Miss damage? Or no?
Yeah,
Miss
I do miss damage.
It does?
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot about that. My other attack.
So you did. However, I remembered, and it is written down for all of the beetles that you have attacked. They've taken your miss damage. Because I remembered.
Yeah, you're very nice.
What are you
I'm
going
gonna
to do?
rage. Oh.
Dang it. Is it too late for me to use my deflection on that?
No, you may.
Okay. So
Reduce
what
it by half?
happens is I don't take any damage. Half of it goes to someone next to me. Not someone, an enemy. I will clarify. Nope, to an enemy for sure. Sparky?
Darul, you are raging.
Yes.
And what would you like to do with your rage?
Just go sit in the corner by myself. No, I'm going to try and attack that beetle I missed earlier. Sorry, excuse me while I drop my dice on the floor. Super helpful. That's beautiful. Hang on.
Marshmallows.
And does
Don't mind me.
does a 23 hit?
Yes, it does, sir.
And it's a critical. Because with rage, I rolled an 11 and an 18. So if you get a natural 11 plus both dice and it's a hit, it's a crit.
Awesome. Yes, it is.
Huzzah!
Although, Darul, I'm not entirely sure you're using your bonuses correct. What's your strength?
17, so it's
Plus 3.
modifier 4, so I have
It's a modifier of 3.
for 17.
17, yep. 12, 14, 16. Plus your level is an additional 3, so you should be hitting with a plus 6.
I don't think I upped that when I last leveled up, but I appreciate that. Adjusted. I thought that 17 is where it crossed into the plus 4, but I will adjust that as well.
Evens. Every even, it goes up by 1.
Okay, fabulous. All right.
Sparky,
2, 4,
we're fighting with 1 damage.
10, 14, 28 points of damage.
All right, what does it look as you kill that one?
It's just an explosion of guts spraying whatever color the inside of these beetles look like.
Coolio. Sounds like fun. All right, Miles and then Trip.
Cool. Did you catch that Sparky did 1 damage?
No. But now I did.
Cool.
Thanks.
I assume Is anyone engaged with anything next to me? Again?
You are engaged with a beetle. Yes, there are still 4 alive, and there is one on Vave, one on Sparky, one on Trip, and one on Miles.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one that's on Vave again. So I don't think I hit. 12 does not hit. Okay.
Nope. Sorry,
Miss
sir.
damage of 3.
Do you add the exclamation?
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. 13's not gonna hit either.
All right. Trip, it is your turn.
I'm gonna use even the strong will perish against the stupid beetle that's on me. So that's at 3rd level. So that's the escalation die. Is that how much? 1. Cool. So that's 6. So that's 12 damage.
Alrighty, 12 damage to the one in front of you. And can you
Did it have?
remind us?
Oh wait. Did it have full hit points?
It was not hurt yet.
Then I deal triple damage because that's my adventurer feat.
Okay. So how much is that? Is that triple of 12 or triple of something else?
It literally said, because I'm spending a focus because I started the round with focus because I did calm anticipation. So it says if you expend focus and the target has full hit points, deal triple damage.
Okay. So it's triple of 12. Trip, that kills it. How does it look for your magic to kill this thing?
It literally just bursts into gooey, beetly, blended goodness.
You have to choose
what color is your magic? Is it, what does it look like? Does it just like, is it invisible?
Well, I feel that on this one it is. So ordinarily her magic is green and purple. But on this one, it's kind of more of something very intense. So it's not pretty, it's blunt. So it's just
Cool. So that was a mess, but it's dead. Well done.
thank God.
Okay, it is the beetle's turn. One on Miles, one on Vave, and one on Sparkalicious. Ooh. 24 hits Miles.
I assume that's a 10.
Yep. 15, does that hit you, Vave? 10 points of damage. And 27 hits Sparky, so 10 points of damage to him as well. I believe Vave is unconscious at this point. I'm not keeping track, but I'm fairly certain. Especially as they mutter quietly to themselves about the fact that Vave is probably unconscious.
Vave is down, just so everyone knows.
Like dead down or just unconscious down?
Unconscious down.
Okay.
It's cool.
Oh, does Sparky take points too?
Yep, Sparky's going to take 10 points of damage. And then, Vave, your gauntlet did not transfer. You were not successful in casting your gauntlet on this one, correct?
Wait, what?
You were not successful in casting your spell last time, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Vave and Darul, it is your turn. Vave, I believe I need a roll from you. A straight D20 roll.
Just roll.
18?
Okay, 18. You are still alive.
Yay!
Yay for not death. I mean, I'm fairly certain you're, not dead.
I mean, I'm sort of dead.
I mean, sort of
Mostly
dead is different than, like, dead, right? I... No, you're fine. Sorry, I'm just double checking.
She just has to get above a 16 to complete her death save, right?
Yes. I'm just making sure you are okay. Dum-ba-da. I'm so sorry. We're... Doo-doo. Alright. 16 plus... Okay. So you rolled an 18. So use a recovery. And you are going to return to consciousness with that many points.
Oh my god.
You
Okay.
cannot take
I
any
have 5
actions,
points, guys.
but... So
No,
you
go
went
to
to
0
and then you added those
whatever you
points.
had.
So how much did you roll, Vave?
9.
So you are at 9 hit points.
Okay.
Okay? You do not get to take an action this turn, but you are alive and conscious. Darul, it is your turn.
How many beetles are left?
Actually, there's 2 because there's Ringo and Paul. But I'll
There's
see myself out now.
Sparky, Miles, and... Yep, Sparky, Miles, and Vave. There's 3.
There are 3 live. You made a joke.
That was just the Beatles, like the British, Liverpool.
I got it, but I am more concerned about the truth and the logistics of this game. And it just tells me that 6 beetles is not enough to kill you, so next time there will be more.
Are any of the beetles staggered?
No, they are not.
Okay, that's fine. Just was looking about using some attacks. Well, I'm going to go, seeing Vave go down, I'm going to attack the beetle that is engaged with her. Does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does. Are you adding 2 from the escalation die?
Yes.
Great. Yes, it does.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I appreciate it. Mathing. 15 points of damage.
Okay, it is still alive. So it is now Miles' turn. Miles, there is still a beetle biting your butt.
Yeah, I'm planning on attacking that one this turn.
It's your turn.
I'm sad to be attacking it though because I don't get hit it as hard. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack it, and I will do some miss damage.
Cool, miss damage to that one. All right. Trip, it is your turn.
I am going to once more use Even the Strong Will Perish at 3rd level. It's just a standard, so it's 2 for escalation dice. So that's 6.
Which beetle are you attacking? The one Darul attacked, the one Miles attacked, or the one Sparky has attacked?
Darul. So it's gonna hit for 5, 6, 7, 13.
All right. Once again, this beetle seems to explode from the inside out.
Stop exploding all the beetles. I want to steal their venom.
It is the 2 beetles' turn. There is merely the one on Miles and the one on Sparky. Miles. Oh, I am so sorry. That was a natural 20. So you're going to take 20 points of damage, Miles.
And I'm out.
Sparky, a 29 will hit you, so you take 10 points of damage.
How many?
You're like out, you're down?
I'm down. I'm not dead.
Sparky's
Okay.
dead.
Womp.
Wait, does Sparky get negative points?
He just dies.
Oh.
No, Sparky does not go unconscious. Sparky's a construct, a minion, if you will, and he just kind of collapses in a pile of bones.
Oh.
No, I do not sound sorry for all you chat people. Sparky is okay to die. If now one of my players, that'd be another story. However, it is Vaves and the Rules' turn. Hit some things.
Okay there?
I just happened to choke on a marshmallow. And your response to that, Becca. Okay. Just going to continue smashing this beetle and try and get it off of Vave. Does a excuse me.
The one on
Desolation.
dead.
Oh, the
The
one on
one-
Vave is dead?
Oh,
There's still the one Sparky is trying to hit, which is
The one on Sparky, I hit the one on Miles.
well, no longer on Sparky.
Mhm.
There is one on Sparky and one on Miles.
I'll attack the one on Sparky since he just collapsed in a funny xylophone sounding way. Escalation dies at 3, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so 23 hits, right?
Yes, it does.
Lovely, and it's a crit. $28 points of damage.
Wow.
Surprisingly, it is still up and running. Right?
Tough beetle.
All right. Vave, what are you doing?
can you bring me back to life?
Can I bring you back to life?
Or you can smash things. That's also allowed.
Healing target. That's scary. I'm not doing that one. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna smash things. All right. I'm gonna use my elemental gauntlet and try to smash the beetle that was on Sparky, and do nothing.
Make damage.
Oh, miss damage.
You do miss damage. Vave, tell me how the miss damage kills the beetle.
Let's see. Okay. So the gauntlet, the beetle hops out of the way, and the gauntlet hits the wall. And since it's an elemental gauntlet, all the rocks engulf the beetle and just crush it.
Very nice. All right. Miles, can you roll the dice for me?
Yeah. I rolled a 13.
All right. I believe you're still kicking. Let's double check this. Ugh. Oh, no. You take one step towards the grave. JK.
Yeah. I'm gonna die really soon.
Trip, it is your turn.
It's my turn. I am going to use a meditation, I think is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, no, a class talent. I'm gonna use the bonds that bind us on Miles. So he's gonna get a +5 to his next death save. And and this is an ability I can do once per scene. And It's the new background that he is going to utilize, essentially, since it says I have to make a background for it, is Miles is going to remember every other time I've done this exact spell to save his booty. But he gets a +5 to every death save now for the remainder of the scene.
Alrighty. We are back to the top of the round, and there is one lovely little beetle left. It is the beetle that is crouching over Miles's body.
Yep.
And as we take a moment, I'll just be curious. Out of Vave and Darul, who do you think is closer?
Probably me. I just volunteered myself.
You should not.
You did.
Well, that was a natural 20.
Oh.
Cool.
So that's 20 points of damage, Vave.
I know.
It is Vave and Darul's turn. So, Vave, I need you to roll that dice for me again.
You don't want me to blow on.
Okay. 18.
Roll your recovery. Stand back up.
Yay.
Or you're not standing back up. Roll your recovery. Darul. The beetle took out Sparky. It took out Miles. And now it took out Vave. What are you going to do?
I'm going to rage with a little sprinkle of extra rage on top.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Whirlwind to... Well, wait, no, never mind. Just kidding.
He's going to die.
That's for multiple enemies, not multiple hits. My apologies. Hello. I got a natural 20 on one of those to hit. So does let's see, I think that's a 30 would hit, right?
Yes, I do believe a 30 will hit.
Delightful. And 20, 1, 2. Ah, man. 18, 36 points of damage.
Wow.
You eviscerate it. Or chop it into small pieces. Darul, how do you kill the last one?
I like the evisceration idea of just, instead of just smashing straight down, smashing it in a side. And the carapace kind of stays there. What color are the guts?
A deep purplish black with a small hint of silver. Oh, Trip, are you licking it? Oh.
Well, as my hammer swings through it and the carapace is staying there on the top and the bottom, the wall just gets splattered off to the side, away from everybody with purple, black, and silver.
I was gagging because I was eating a Sour Patch Kid as you were saying that, and it didn't help.
It's kind of a sick, wet sound as it slaps the wall.
That's gross.
Oh,
A bit of a...
I just need to swallow. Oh God, that was hard.
Alrighty. The beetles have been defeated. Huzzah.
Oh, thank blessed.
Huzzah. Huzzah. Alrighty.
Yeah, that was rough.
Someone want to stabilize me? Because that would be nice.
Oh, yeah, now I'm going to, just kind of make sure it's off of my gauntlets and...
Wash for 20 seconds, Darul. 20 seconds wash.
Right, 20 seconds in hot lava with extra pumice stones. Exactly. I'm a dwarf. Okay. So now we would be able to... Actually, they would just be doing their own recoveries, right? But I can be helping.
I think
Miles needs something or he's going to die.
Alright, I'll try to stabilize him.
Can I call upon the Guild of Fallen Leaves to procure some form of stabilizing potion to bring him back to 0?
Okay, wisdom.
I think so you guys can just stabilize me. It's a regular check. It's just a 10 plus.
10 plus?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Vave, are you going at it first?
20. Yeah.
It's just a straight.
Only one person gets to do this. You guys don't get to like go around and each person try.
So
Oh.
it's a straight D20. Is it above a 10?
No, it
Plus
says
wisdom. Plus wisdom modifier.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What is DC plus? That's plus 10.
No.
So
What does that mean?
the check is getting a 10. That's a normal skill check, but you get a plus whatever your wisdom modifier is.
So you take your D20 and add your wisdom modifier, and that's it. And you have to beat a 10.
I have to beat a 10?
Is that right, Becca?
I got a
Cool. So you made it. You
Start
had
off,
a
roll
1
the
as your
dice.
wisdom. Cool. So she made it. She got a 10.
Great. So she got a 10. You are stabilized. Vave, as you are stabilizing Miles, you do find out that he does have a few healing potions in his pocket.
Pour one down my throat.
You want them? What happens when you stabilize somebody?
I go to 0.
You
And
go
I
to
stopped
0
it.
and he no longer has the death and dying condition.
Oh. And then can you use recoveries?
I think someone else has
Yes.
to recover.
You can all use recoveries now to make sure you are above staggered, which is half.
Oh, yeah, I need to use one.
I'm going to use one of those healing potions.
So the healing potion that adds an additional D8.
Oh, God.
Say that again, Becca.
If
Which-
it's one of the standard healing potions, it adds an additional D8.
Okay.
Well, I'm back to 16, but I think I'm still staggered.
I'm back to
I have to do another one.
Oh, I got it. So 10 from 4d8.
I just rolled 28 points of recovery.
Yes. $18, so 16. 16 plus 18 is 34.
You're almost back to full.
Oh, thank gosh. Ta-da. It's almost 8.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm nearly to full health again.
All right, you are standing in a large tunnel. There is this room that's a bit more carved out, and there is beetle juice everywhere.
Oh. I want to harvest some of their hallucinogenic whatever stuff, whether it's venom or whatever, and put it in my ring.
Okay, I just need an intelligence check for that.
I rolled a nat 20.
You know what you're getting. You got the hallucinogenic venom in your ring.
Since you have some empty potion bottles now, can we get more of it to throw it?
I was just about to say, can I get some more?
If you have the empty bottle?
Yeah, I have an empty bottle. I just drank a healing potion, so I just used that. Does that work?
It does. You can use it.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna get a bottle of that then.
You can tell her. You tell her.
Alrighty. What's our plan? Continuing on?
Yep, that would be my plan.
Yeah, our goal is still to find the other side so that we can try and lure sandworms into the tent.
Okay, I need everybody to make a wisdom, a perception check, if you will.
Okay.
Not one.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to tell you how many times they've rolled a 3. I don't understand how the odds. I have rolled a 3. I'm done with these die.
You may need to change out your dice then.
I'm done with those die. I'm so mad. So this was a wisdom? Okay.
Plus level, plus background.
What are we doing?
Perception.
Okay.
Taking stock of what's around you.
Okay.
I got a 26.
Dave,
Well, I pulled 14 out of my butt.
those oxen eyes of yours are probably what kept you alive as a warlord. Let's be honest. You see things other people don't, and when you tell them about it, they seem to just decide to ignore you. It's fine. You do notice that one of the offshoots of the tunnels here seems almost slick. And you notice there's a couple places where it looks like a crystal has been ground to dust and left on the floor of this tunnel.
Cool. Does the slickness maybe relate to the sandworm? Cool.
You're a thinker too,
hey,
that's
Miles.
why.
Maybe you should run down this tunnel, Scrutiny.
Do we know where we're going? Are we trying to lead the sandworms out of this?
I thought that's what we were doing the whole time.
Is that the game plan? I'm down.
I would also imagine Darul is still like ticking the way out.
Darul's still there. He's still checking. And you have not seen the other entrance, the one that is closest to camp. At this stage, if you were to encounter a sandworm and you were to lure it above, you would have to backtrack about an hour. It would be about 2 hours of running to get to the camp.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. That's why I was thinking we would wait longer, try and find the actual way out, and then lure it.
What actual way out? I'm not understanding this.
Okay, we're trying to go around. Let me draw a picture for you. So if camp's here, and the crystal's here, we went in a tunnel that's over here. Our goal is to find a tunnel that does that. So we might be here, and we're trying to lure the worm this way.
I will remind you that you have various iconic relationships.
Yeah, I was on that note. Can I use the guild to find our way? I guess would be the way I would say it. Find our way through this tunnel, find the quickest route to camp from here.
Handing over that 6 token, huh?
I am.
All right. So you don't have any specific plan of how the guild will help you to do this. But you kind of whisper on the air for help from the guild. And if they were a deity and not, a merchant's guild, you would have sworn that you had just prayed and that your prayers were answered. However, they're not. So you didn't. But at about that moment, you hear a shuffling sound. Perhaps by somebody who has uneven legs.
Could it be Erasmus the Thin?
Erasmus the Thin, the healer you guys were granted that you left at camp way back when, once upon a time. He is down in the tunnels, and he walks in, and he sees you all covered in various gore and dirt.
Beetlejuice.
Say that 2 more times.
And he sees you, and he goes, "Oh! Are there any pincers and things left that could use one or two?"
Yeah, it looks like there might be some right over here if you'd like one.
I'm still in the Beetlejuice.
But on that note, do you have a good way for us to get back to camp? We are likely to be surrounded by sandworms.
Well, you can go back the way I came. That should be fine.
You want to show us the way?
Very well, come this way. Oh, do you have? Can I get that one? Can you cut that one off for me? I want that one.
Yep.
What?
And I'm gonna grab my dagger, slice it off, and pass it on.
All right, follow me. And he turns around and he starts shuffling back through the tunnels. And you're not entirely sure he knows where he's going because he's not talking to you or seems to be aware of the tunnels. He's talking to the pincer that you plucked.
Nice. I am going to be writing all this down as I'm walking.
All right, you follow him back. It's maybe 30 minutes before you get to that entrance. So earlier you had followed the maze, and it had been about 3 hours. Well, it had been longer than that, but you could surmise your way back in 3 hours from central room to campsite. This, from central room to campsite using this tunnel, it would be about an hour and a half underneath.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to tuck my map away so that it's nondescript.
Okay, and you guys have found the entrance next to the campsite. And Erasmus kind of stands there and he goes, "So this is the hole that I went in. It was a bit of a tight squeeze. Your oxen friend might have to push a little. Vave, you might have to push a little. But yeah, this is the way out. I can fit because I'm thin. But
This is pushing. Push real good. Don't ask what I'm doing. There's a dog on my lap.
so why did you want to come back this way?
To make sure we didn't get eaten by sandworms.
Very noble, sir. Very noble. Not eaten by sandworms. That's a very noble cause. I approve.
Thank you. On that note, you also might not want to be in the camp for the next, I don't know, hour.
I will proceed
So
with my wanderings then, and wander in the tunnel down here or up above. Which would you recommend?
Either up above or just hang out with us.
All right. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Everybody good? Anybody need anything?
Got any healing potions?
Potions? No, I do not have any healing potions.
All right, then we're probably good.
All right, have fun. Farewell.
Bye. So how much running would need to be had?
Good morning. Puppy.
I guess running from the nearest sandworm area to camp.
From where Vave saw a sandworm being is about 30 minutes.
That's a long run.
Other options.
Not really. All right. Good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Any other ideas, or are we just gonna go for this whole running as fast as I possibly can thing?
Run.
Cool. All right.
What other option? I'm sorry. What other option do we have?
Fishing pole?
Fishing poles. So, yeah, what do you got? No.
Got bonuses that we can use.
Yeah, we've got
For one.
25 of them, I think.
Okay, let's do that. I'll just work on my running. All right, Becca. I'm gonna.
We could theoretically sacrifice V.
Why?
Oh, I like
Why?
that idea. Yes.
Why?
V?
V is my little Varlene.
Oh, I forgot.
It has like 3 HP.
Let's do it. That's way better idea.
I mean, it's not like V's really getting used for anything else, so whatever.
I'm sold.
Of
What
course
do you
you
want
are.
me to do?
We could use V. And it'll have to scamper all the way down and into the camp. We could just tell it Black Nails is.
I mean, you could say like Black Nails is in need of a sacrifice, and so it needs to go get the worm to sacrifice all the people in the village.
Theoretically, V doesn't have to die. Like, V could be quick enough to get out of there. I don't really know, and I don't really care either way. So, we could. Okay, so I guess we're using V.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
So, Trip is going to communicate with V about this plan and its sacrifice. That it doesn't. Well, she's gonna avoid the sacrifice. She's gonna be like, you can run and you can run faster than this, and you can circle back. And whatever. Varlene don't need, really all that exciting, inspirational speeches. They know, like, I don't know, 100 words. So here we are.
So your plan is to send V into the tunnels, find a sandworm, and bring it back.
Yep.
I think our plan is to locate the sandworm ourselves, get V in there, and we back the frackety up. Because V's not that smart.
Okay, so V tells you it can find its way back. We've got to find the sandworm first.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So into the tunnels. All 4 of you are heading into the tunnels with V to find the sandworm.
Yep.
You are going to start where Vave found. Yes, Vave.
We're sure that the cultists haven't like gone anywhere to like prepare for the army or anything, right?
No, you haven't looked in the camp again. You have no
Okay,
idea.
I'm gonna do that before we leave.
Okay, so you look into this camp, and there are about 24 people. You see the dwarven cult leader emerging from her tent. She looks a little worse for the wear since you guys knocked her out. She communicates with several different people. There is also the other woman, Jacqueline Espinoza, who seemed to be an explorer who had found her way inside the dungeon. She's also there. And There's maybe 10 or so people who seem to be following her. So there's about
So they're not.
12 cultists, 10 others in this tent camp.
So their intention is not to release a scorpion general.
You've never asked them.
But they're with the crew, so presumably. But if they're just going to go down the tunnels and everything else, we got all those traps are in place, and we took the map from her.
You
So
took
do
the
you
map
want-
from the cultist dwarf, Elaz.
Yeah, we
You've
didn't
never
check.
spoken to Jacqueline.
That's right, Elaz, not the other. I'm sorry.
So do we want them to die?
I mean, we could go into town and talk to them real quick, but
Yeah, we could. Well, you all could. I can't, but you know. I don't necessarily advocate for the needless slaughter of younglings.
cool. So let's go into town. We'll talk to them, and then
So no Anakin.
I'm back to the room.
I know, you're the only one who caught that. Can
Babe.
you let? Thank you.
With this moment of perhaps inspiration to go and check on the people in this city, or not the city, in this tent camp, you hear a voice, and you almost feel a hand clasp your shoulder, and the voice says, "Well done. You are supposed to look out for those who are not as strong as you. That is one of the first steps towards redemption." And you get the sense that the Rivener approves of this step that you are taking to go and find out facts first. So,
Cool.
you all walk back into the tent camp. Elaz, the dwarven cultist, kind of sees you and glares at you, and she mutters something to some of her acquaintances. And Jacqueline, the other woman, sees you approaching and kind of beckons you to come over to her tent.
Cool. We go.
She ushers you inside, and as you all file in, and she kind of looks out at the other cultists and the other people outside, and then draws the flap close and says, "Well, I don't know how much time I'm going to have before those cultists get in here, but they are not happy with you. Apparently you attacked their leader, Elaz?"
Vave.
She called me madam.
I'm sorry to hear that. So, are you okay there, Trip?
A lot just happened at our house. We thought there was a stranger who was knocking on the door. It turned out to be a shipping person. I don't know why they're shipping stuff this late at night.
And there were cookies.
And there were cookies, and then Hank kind of noodled his way into the house and slipped, and then got under Chris, and Chris nearly fell. So yeah, it was just a train.
Lovely.
Cool.
Sorry to bring that up.
Moving on. Sorry.
Cool story. I'll make sure to tell it at a party.
I mean, I plan to. So, Espino, Jacqueline looks at you all and says, "So, you've been gone a long time. Did you find it?"
Why?
Well, you're not with them, so I'm assuming you're other treasure hunters, yes?
Yeah. What are you guys?
Treasure hunters? We're all here for the same thing. The glory
What are you here?
to be found. Treasure, wealth beyond measure. Everyone knows that the more a place is guarded, the better the rewards.
No, I don't think that's how that works.
I don't know. We managed just not to die.
Yeah, we got attacked by beetles, and that's why we're back here.
I applaud you not dying. That's a
We had to
step in
run
the
away
right
from the wall.
direction. But you found your way to the center, yes? Through the maze?
Not quite.
Felt like we were going around in circles for hours, and we just ended up back here.
Yeah, we followed the map that we got from the other lady, but that didn't take us very far. And then we went into a bunch of loops and eventually made it back here. That's all we got.
I need Rule and Miles to make a deception check for me. That would be charisma plus level plus something that helps you lie.
Does Trip technically need to make one too, even though she's just shaking her head?
No.
Nope, you're good, Trip.
My charisma's a 10. I don't get a bonus, but I rolled an 18 anyways. I don't have anything to add to it, so I got an 18.
Charisma plus level plus
Level.
background.
Plus 3, okay, 21. I don't have an applicable background. I lived in the mines, I explored volcanoes, and I was a blacksmith. Charisma is not my strong suit.
And yet, you are able to lie better than any rogue you know of.
Miles, the most terrible.
Jacqueline kind
Wow,
of
that was
crosses her
cool.
arms and
'Cause he's
stares
like-
at you, Miles.
I think it's great. It's endearing. He tries. Oh my God, does he try?
Quite certain that
This revolution.
that can't be the case. But Darul, you seem fairly honest. So she says, wandering in circles, huh? Yes, it's happened to a lot of me and my men.
Oh no, there's.
You don't happen to have made a map of what you've made. We could compare, perhaps. Split the treasure, split the reward. Each gain enough
what
to
are you guys here
set
for?
us up for the lifetime.
What treasure are you here for? I don't like people who don't answer questions when they've been asked a few times.
If you don't know which treasure we are looking for, then we don't have to be on the same path. My rumors are my rumors. Yours are yours.
Okay.
Trip is gonna like try to like pretend like she's just like shuffling, straighten up, and she's gonna stumble and kind of like fall into this lady to do get a flash of insight. I forget what it's called.
Follow the thread.
Follow the thread.
Can you make a performance check for me for that stumble?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be using famed fortune teller, because what is it if not a performance for my background? And then performance is a dex. Not using you little poop.
Or charisma. Depends on if you're trying to do something more acrobatic or something more convincing a person.
$22.
Okay, in your flash of insight, she is not hostile to you. She's not necessarily hostile to your mission. She has heard rumors of great treasure lying in the center of this dungeon, and that is what she is here for.
The center of this dungeon also has the general, right?
Yeah.
Possibly. It's unclear if she thinks the center of the dungeon is like the security center, or if it is the lower level where the general is.
And we did hear rumors about a crystal cavern. So it could be that as well.
Yes.
Trip is going to like go behind Miles and like chitter all of this into his ear. And her concern about this is if the general is in the center as well of an incidental let out.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll talk to the lady and say, all right, are you here for a thing person? Are you
I don't
with
see why
these
I should
cultists?
speak to you. You are clearly trying to lie to me, perhaps to steal the treasure yourself.
Nope. Definitely not here for any treasure.
You just said you.
Since you already know that I lied to you, but we're not here for the treasure.
And I'm gonna put my hand firmly on Miles' shoulder. Just say, just one second, my friend. That's gonna be kind of a. That's gonna be more of a reach. I can't really. I'm not gonna put my arm around your hip or anything. Just a tap. I mean, and turn and look at him and go. Just remember all of the enemies that we faced in multiple directions. We couldn't figure out where it was supposed to be. I mean, we had those weird pixie things, those weird beetle things, the weird, I don't know, ghosts and whatever else spooky kind of things are going on in there. I mean, we heard about something about gold and something about jewels and other pieces. I mean, we're not trying to take anything from anybody else. Clearly, you all were here first. But what's the deal with the cultists and the? I don't know. I think they're crazy thinking that there's somebody in here.
Yes, they do. They believe someone is in here. They call this person several different things. And apparently they are located in the lowest level of the deepest dungeon of the darkest pit. I really haven't been paying attention to it because, frankly, all of their exploring has come to naught. We and my men have discovered some of these crystal pieces. So we do believe that there is a crystal cavern somewhere here. And knowing how magic is required, or requires, I should say, crystals and focus like that to be successful, that, and she kind of looks at Miles with perhaps a touch of disdain, is what we are looking for, and therefore not anything for you to be worried about.
Miles, didn't we see more crystals down below where those beetles were? Or were there more crystals somewhere else?
I don't remember.
The crystals are where the beetles are. I've lost
After the
a few
first
men
couple
to
of them that we had to smash. I mean, and I'd hold up my hammer. Hopefully, it still has some purple goo on it.
It does. She looks at it very curiously and says, "May I?"
No. What? It looks like Durul handed it out to her, so I'm just.
I wouldn't let go, but I'd just.
Excuse you. And she's going to swipe a finger through the goo, kind of sniff it, put it into a handkerchief. She goes, "Interesting." And you say smashing them is the most successful way?
I wouldn't say the most successful way, but it was one successful way. You'll see like splatter on the wall in one area. That was me.
Interesting.
I don't.
So these tunnels, is there an entrance nearby?
I don't remember.
Yes. Can I point them in the direction of the long way, please?
Yes. Do you have perhaps here? She pulls out a map that she's done, and it's not nearly as finished as Miles. It's a bit better than the cultists map. And she goes, "So where exactly did you say this tunnel entrance was?" And Vave, you can point out where it is. And she looks very delighted. She goes, "I should take some men down there. Perhaps half of them?"
You may want to take a large group because we ran into 6 of them, and it was a lot for us to handle. So I would take as many hands as are available.
No, that's an excellent point. I would hate to leave all of our supplies, though, where the cultists could get them. I don't suppose I could ask you to watch out for them?
I mean, I don't want to watch him because I don't like you. But
Well, the feeling is mutual, Kat.
wow.
I mean, we could use a break for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll try to keep
We need a rest.
on your camp while you're gone.
Excellent. If you will do this and watch our camp as we go down and procure some of the crystals and perhaps establish a bit of a mining camp there, I'll pay you 10 gold apiece.
I
30.
end
Although-
up finding a good amount of crystals. I would like a crystal in return.
I can return with a crystal for you.
A
Perfect.
piece.
I'll say this: I'd rather give a hand in mining, but I need a rest. I would take payment in just letting me know where some of the good crystals are. No gold required.
I mean, if they could just bring them back for us, that would be nice.
A crystal a piece.
Yeah.
A person.
Done. You are all very generous with your time. It's appreciated.
We're gonna sit around and do nothing.
And, we're stuck in here anyways. It's not like any of us are ever going to leave.
Fair. Gold is not worth as much now as it is perhaps once we find our way out. But very well. I will take some of my men. You may rest here. And you said it took you about 2 hours to get to the spot on the map?
I think it was more like 2.5. Yeah.
All right, so don't expect us back for at least probably 10 or 12 hours. Thank you.
Perfect.
I appreciate you and your generosity. And with
No
that,
problem.
she gathers up her crew and they head out. The cultists are definitely looking at you all suspiciously. However, with that fight today, you all get 1 advancement towards level 4. Huzzah! You can take a rest, fully heal up, and then we will start our next episode next Monday, the 20th of April, with you guys heading down to get some sandworms. Yes, Darul.
May I ask a few questions about just after things transpired? I mean, they walked away. We've got a little bit of privacy for a moment, right? And she took basically all of her men. How many of her men did she take?
You told her to take all of her men, so and men is loose. It's women and men. 11 people left. There are about 14 cultists still remaining.
So 14 cultists and another 10, 11 of, okay.
And these people aren't warriors, are they? They're just
Scouts.
Scouts, explorers, adventurers, but not in the we're going to go out and kill all the monsters. It's more of the we're going to go out and find all the things and come back and be fabulously wealthy.
Okay, so then to the group, I'm just gonna go, Miles, I'm really sorry. I don't know why she believed me. I was just trying to, hopefully we threw him on a wild goose chase for a minute. We've only got so much time. And I think the next thing that
We need to get like adventures and stuff out.
And if we need to make an excuse to make an escape, I can act crazy, like I just really want to go mining for crystals, or I don't know, whatever. And then you guys can chase after. I'll make a scene. We can do whatever we need to, but maybe we can go through their stuff now.
I like that idea. I did not like it originally, but you guys have chosen a wise path.
Split the party, right? It's always a bad idea for the party.
Well, we're not split.
No, but I'm saying we split. Their party is split.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer, right?
Yep. It was
Plus,
good.
I happen to have some incendiary devices. I didn't realize I had these in my bag, but
That's terrifying. I think you should go mining.
Right now?
I mean, later. I like your plan.
Alrighty. So you guys have a plan for next week. Lovely.
light things on fire.
All right. So we're going to call it a night here. Thank you so much for everybody who's been watching us. We appreciate it as you work with us through all of our struggling to get this done from our homes with the stay-at-home order. We thank you for all of your patronage, your viewing, and we ask that you guys join us again next week, next Monday, for some more Heroes at the Edge of Desolation, the 13th Age game. You can join us Tuesday and Thursday for Fading Suns, and on Friday, It Gets Worse in Geberkan, our 5th edition game. And I just want to wish everybody a wonderful evening, and we will see you all next week. Thank you so much.